Hey guys, and welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today we're going to unbox this CM.123 M1911 AEP. So I just want to make a note on safety. Whether I'm disassembling, unboxing, chronoing, whatever it is I'm doing, I always make sure I'm in a completely safe environment. So that means most of my videos I'm always wearing eye protection just to make sure that my eyesight stays safe. Before I do that, I always make sure that there's no ammunition in any of the mags or in the gun itself. I make sure that the mags are unloaded and unwound to make sure that nothing can happen with that. Obviously, if I'm chronoing, then I've absolutely definitely got my eye protection on to protect myself. I even make sure that my batteries are removed and out of the way so that I know I'm in the safe environment. I also make sure that there's nobody else around as well either, so I'm always in a safest possible environment. If you are working with airsoft stuff, please make sure you do the same. Hey guys, and welcome back. If you do enjoy my content today, please do like and subscribe because you'll be really helping me out. So just bear with me a little bit. I am filming this just off the back of recovering from COVID, so I might be a little bit coughing and spluttering along the way. So this is taken from the recent Taiwan gun orders back in September, I think it was. It seems like ages ago now. And this is the next one that we're going to unbox and have a look round. So it's a 1911 variant. Kind of mixed feelings about it, but I'll explain as we go through. So box, nice picture of it on the front. Bit of a, I'm guessing CSGO type picture on the front there, just to make people interested. You've got just a little bit of safety information, nothing overly special, but a box nonetheless. So let's have a look in there. So we've got a nice little manual in there, just telling you about nice little things, including the sort of safety on the back there, which I didn't realise and thought it was actually broken. I'll talk about that again in a second. Just showing you the general stuff, mostly in English, but decent enough, and a blown up diagram to show you the internals. We've also got the usual little bit of Polish/English safety information from Taiwan gun with a target on it, and there it is. So accessories wise then, you've got the EU style charger with the little harness for the included NIM. Now we haven't charged this and used this just because they're not very good quality and we don't have a way to charge it. What I'm possibly going to do in future is get one of these AEPs myself, and I'm going to cut the wiring off and keep a little charging harness so I can charge the included. I'll make a little video on how to do it. But that's the standard battery, which is there, 500 milliamp, 7.2 volt. They're not amazing, they're not going to last long. The LiPo is definitely the best way to go. You've also got a little speed loader, which is handy for the magazine, a little bag of 0.2 gram BBs, as usual, of questionable quality, and then there we've got the 1911 itself. Ooh, wedged in there. There we go. And we've got a cleaning rod underneath and some silicone gel. So I'll slide that out of the way. So it's moderately weighty. The top cover is actually metal. There's a plastic bottom frame though. It feels quite nice. Actually, it feels like a high capper in your hand. It's got that same sort of chunky feel of the pistol grip. What is different is looking down that sights there. The slide is chunky. Really chunky. Obviously you've not got a sort of ejection point, you've got a cutout for it, but that's just solid, and the reason it's so chunky is to accommodate all the internals in there. So we'll have a look first. I'll take this off and we'll have a look around it. So missed a massive trick here. Again, I say this regularly. What's wrong with just threading these? It's already a version of a pistol that doesn't exist that I'm aware of in terms of full automatic 1911s, or not pretty sure they're not existing. So I'm sure people wouldn't mind if you added the threaded inner barrel there, or threaded inner outer barrel there to put an adapter on, to put a suppressor on the front. People will be much happier with that. Coming back, you've got nice textured grips. They are quite nice to hold. They look similar in sizing to a 1911. Whether it would actually take 1911 ones, I don't know. What I will do in a second is I'll get a screwdriver, we'll take those off and let you have a look. And if you are a 1911 owner, then you should be able to determine from that. You've got your mag release where it should be, which releases the magazine out of there. I'm pretty sure it's not the same as the Glock ones. I think it's different to the Glock ones, or maybe this is the one that will take the Glock ones. To release the top cover then, it's not doing the hammer at the back. You click down the slide lock and it slides forward a few mil and then lifts up and off. And then it just looks mostly like any of the other AEPs inside. And all of these inner workings is why that slide is so chunky. Okay, you've got, as part of the safety there, is now the fire selector. So up is for single shot, down is for full auto. The hammer is entirely cosmetic only and does literally nothing at all in there. And then at the back you've got a grip safety as well, which if you don't squeeze that in, you won't be able to fire it, which I'll demonstrate in a second. So fairly solid looking. It does feel, substantial in your hand. I believe it's less than a kilogram, but feels nice enough in the hand. I'll just grab the battery and we'll have a look. So I've got the iPower 680mm 20C 7.4 volt LiPo for it, which runs them much nicer than the NIM style does. So if we take that off, the red marking on the battery terminal there indicates red, which I know goes down in these. You've got plenty of room because it's only a tiny little battery to put the wiring in. So now, single shot, pulling the trigger and nothing happens. And I actually thought it was busted at this point. I didn't realise that they would have put this in. So if I hold this in now, and off it goes. Now you get the very typical AEP loud pop out of it, which you would expect. Obviously this is at the point where a suppressor on the end of there would have been a nice little addition, or the ability to put a suppressor on the end of there would have been nice, just because it means that you could have put a suppressor on there just to quieten it down and just take some of that pop off there. Now, that was single shot. We'll do a full auto. It's not bad. The LiPo is definitely better. What I'll do is I'll cut to some footage of it being fired for the chrono and the range and the rate of fire, and I'll give you my thoughts. So you can see from that then, the range was poor. It just wasn't hopping very well at all. And even on 0.2 gram BBs with the hop fully turned on, there was little, if any, hop at all. We did go back and clean it out and found that it just needed a good clean out, and it was hopping definitely better, but still not perfect. We were sort of getting out 20 to 25, maybe pushing a little bit over 25, so it might want a little bit of fettling a bit more, maybe a better hop rubber in there and things, but the range wasn't amazing. But then at the point that you're going to draw this, you're probably not expecting massive range anyway. You're probably going to be close range, CQB sort of type things, last chance saloon to sort of draw down and get a kill sort of thing. FPS wise, sort of knocking up towards 200, the sort of high 180 FPS towards 190, which is fairly respectable. I'm quite happy with that. Particularly for this sort of thing, it doesn't need to be, especially if you're going to be in close quarters, it doesn't need to be high FPS. You don't need to hurt somebody, it just needs to hit them, which at that FPS, even with the range, this will be great for CQB, just because it's small, it's compact, and obviously you've got the full auto if you really, really need it. Not that many sites that are CQB generally allow full auto. The rate of fire then was about 14. That was on the LiPo that we've put in it. I'll show you that one again. So it is the iPower, there we go, iPower 680mAh 7.4 20C rating LiPo there. So generally performance wise, not amazing, but then it is an AEP. You know, we can't expect too much, I suppose. Now, what I did say I would do is I'd bring in the screwdriver and I'd remove these hand grips, pistol grips, just to see what's under there. Unfortunately, I don't have this for disassembly, just long enough to unbox it. Drop that out. Now, I would hazard a guess at, maybe you can, or is that integral? Can't tell if that's actually cast. No, that does come off. That does come off. Maybe all's not lost. Maybe actually, you could. Famous last words. It's messing with these now. There we go. Got it held down. So what I'll do is just show you that. And what I've thought as well is, because I assumed people would want to know, so I've got a tape measure here. So the length then, you're looking at sort of to that corner there, you're looking at about 10 centimeters, sort of just a shade under 4 inch. To the top, deepest part, you're looking at just short of 11 centimeters, about 4¼ inch, more or less. Width wise then, at the smallest part up at the top, you're looking at just short of 1.5 inches, just over 3 centimeters. And at the bottom, you're looking at approximately 4 centimeters, or just over 1.5 inches. If you want to know rough split between the two holes there, they're approximately middle to middle, about 8, just short of 8 centimeters apart, and that is the back of that panel there. So I'm just going to screw this one back down, and then I'll take the other one off and we'll have a look at that one as well. So just doing the right hand side now. I assume this is going to be identical. Take those screws out. There we go. So identical looking, couple of notches, but they don't seem to really marry up to anything. Maybe the pinhole there, but length then, from top to bottom, you're looking 11, top to bottom there. Yeah, it's virtually identical. Sort of just short of 4 centimeters, 3 centimeters, and I bet they're about 8, just under 8 centimeters. So those of you out there that are 1911 enthusiasts, you may be able to determine from those measurements, or I hope they're useful to determine if you could fit 1911 style grips on covers on there. It would be cool if you could, and if somebody would like to tell me the answer to that, if those match proper 1911 ones or gas blowback 1911 ones, that would be great. So all in all, they're quite cheap. You know, they're a little bit fun plinking. I can't remember how much we paid for this one, but it wasn't very expensive. I think it was less than £50. And I will put a link below. You know, please don't expect the most amazing range and accuracy out of them. They're definitely not as good out of the box as the Glock variants are. The Glocks are definitely much better AEPs, and they're definitely not, obviously, there's no kickback in it or anything like that. So if you're looking for that realist kick, then go and get yourself a gas blowback. If you're looking for something that's going to work all year round and you know it's going to fire, then AEP is going to be what you want. Particularly in the UK, where our weather can be questionable at times, gas blowbacks are not always a good option. AEPs are going to work all year round for you, within reason. So I hope that's been helpful to you. I will leave the usual photos in a second, and I will see you next time. Bye.